Hello and welcome to episode 12 of RaiderIO's weekly No Leaver. I'm your host, Sean, and today I'm joined by Tactyks. Thanks for being here.
Hello, hello. Happy to be here. Appreciate the invite.
It's exciting to have you on here. This is 2 weeks in a row we've had Canadian guests, so our
Let's
Canadian
go.
content is like tripled now from what it was. It's exciting stuff. It's good to see you again. I haven't really spoken to you since the Race to World First when we casted together, so we need to find more opportunities to do that. Maybe like get on the, I don't watch PvP at all, but I'm certain I could learn to be a PvP caster. I think you could too. I'm confident in our skills. If we could maybe find some way to force ourselves onto the desk there.
Dude, that would actually be, I think, hilarious to watch. Just a bunch of PvE Andes casting PvP who have no idea what's going on. I'm sure it wouldn't enrage anybody.
No, they would love that. The PvP fans are notoriously accepting of newcomers. It would go super well. We're going to rock and roll. If you're new to Weekly No Leaver, this is an interview show where we also run a key. And today we're going to be running a Tazavesh Soleil's Gambit 12. And you'll notice our whole group is brand up. That's a term that's very close to another term that I just learned the other day that I probably shouldn't say on the show. But it involves bricks and the word up.
Oh.
But yeah, we're all brand up. We got a ready check rolling. We're ready to go here. Full timer rocking. And we are going to go Soleil's Gambit 12. I got to point out, so we're also tracking on the show here the score, our yearly score for the two people in this key. Yours is like way lower than I thought it would be.
Yeah, listen, I haven't done like any keys this season beyond like my weeklies usually. I did change mains halfway through. Not halfway through, like in a couple weeks in, because I think, as you know, I started on Paladin initially.
Yep.
When the season actually started, we ended up changing that. I think basically exactly a week into the Warrior here, and I've just basically been doing weekly 10s. I think occasionally a 12 gets thrown in there, but yeah, I'm not even 3K yet, which is, it's okay. I forgot you were going to advertise my score, so now I look. Now I'm a little embarrassed, but it's okay.
It's okay. It's not like you write guides for dungeons.
No, exactly.
Or
it's not like people are going to be like, this guy's not even 3K. Why is he writing dungeon guides?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hey, I'm going to jump over and check the tactics tips on this dungeon to see. He is a big key pusher, consummate title runner. And he's pulling mobs I've never seen anybody pull before.
Listen, yeah, I definitely know the route, by the way. Don't worry.
Okay, all right. Maybe before the show we joked about how this would take 13 minutes, but it might take us 13 minutes to get out of the Murloc zone.
Yeah,
right.
I've actually been told I have to pull every single Murloc in the dungeon. So see you soon.
All right, well, we'll pull them all. Let's jump right into the guide writing. How did that start? So how did you get to the point when you were like, I want to make guides. I know enough about this game that I should teach the people who don't.
Well, the funny part about that is that it definitely didn't start out that way, right? Because for me, at least, I actually started making videos a long time ago. It was in season 4 of BFA. I think if you go back to my YouTube channel, that was like my first videos. And for me, at least, I was starting to play more competitively. That's like the first season I actually got into key pushing, is season 4 of BFA. Okay. And I was trying to find all this info, and it was just impossible to find info for people trying to get into key pushing unless you were just watching streams all day. Right. And so that was kind of my initial goal, is like, okay, I want to make this information more accessible, because like if I'm looking for it and having trouble, I'm sure there are other people that are also in the same boat. And that's kind of how it all started. And you know, it has its ups and downs initially, where, you know, there was definitely situations where I was talking about stuff that I had no idea, and I was still trying to figure it out myself. And you make mistakes early on, but I think I've gotten to the point where, you know, I've really streamlined my own process in terms of testing and that kind of stuff. And I think it's definitely evolved over time, and it's in a good spot now, I think.
I love it. You are my go-to guide for everything, really. Raids, tanks, dungeons. If there's something I don't know, the first thing I do is to check to see does Tactyks have a video, and then If you do, then I send you a DM. I don't watch the video. Ain't nobody got time for that. I immediately DM me.
This guy's talking for 50 minutes about a raid boss? No way.
Yeah, I usually get to, hey, everyone, Tactyks here, and then I send the DM.
I think that's the part most people get to, yeah.
It's the best part, honestly. How did you... let's talk a bit about your process. You said you have a process you think is pretty good right now. How do you have a group that tests with you? Because your guides, for the most part, you have like full dungeon guides ready to go that are like super pug friendly before the beta even ends or the PTR cycle ends.
Yeah, so I mean, I do have like guildies that will do some stuff. Usually I do have to pug on the PTR a fair bit or the beta or alpha or whatever. But I generally have a couple people that will test with me, so it's usually the hardest part is finding a healer. If I can get a healer in a pre-made group, it's great. Otherwise, you'll see us like in the streams where I'm doing the actual content, just like sitting in LFG for 30 minutes waiting for a healer to log on to the PTR, and then we'll try and chain dungeons with them specifically.
I love it. If you need a healer, a friend of mine, Chrisette, she is EU based.
Okay.
But she does every beta patch cycle. She does every PTR cycle. And if she gets into the alpha, she'll do alpha. She had it for War Within.
Nice.
Always down to heal keys. And she's very, very good. So I'll get you guys connected so you can like just shoot her messages. Yeah. The time zones might not line up perfectly, but
that is true. That's the other problem actually with North America, especially. If you try and play on like the PTR during North American hours when like EU's asleep, it's infinitely harder to get groups because like many of the people on or playing the PTR, or I guess there's just more people in general that play WoW in EU, right? I think that's true.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
So it's that is another issue if like we have to play during NA prime time on those realms, which already have a low population.
Yeah, it does make it tough. I do want to give a special shout out. The healer in our group was immediately upset that I did not mention him when I said I knew a healer you can talk to. Jaren is a fantastic healer as well, but I don't know that he does a lot of PTR testing, but maybe he wants to. maybe that's what we missed. Okay, so your guides are coming out. You're doing video guides. Everything's fantastic. It's looking good. And then somewhere along the line, you get reached out to by Method to do guides for them. How did that come about?
So I think that actually came about. Back in, what was this? It was between Sanctum and Sepulcher. I think I believe it was Kana on Twitter, which is like, hey, we're looking for casters. Even if you're brand new to casting, you've never done it before, send us like send us like a recording over this boss fight as if you were casting, and we'll see if we'll reach out to people we think are good. And so I did that, and they did reach out to me, and they're like, hey, do you want to cast the Race to World first in Sepulcher? And I was like, okay, sure, why not? I believe at the time everything was fully remote for them, and that was part of the reasoning, right? Because of course North America, flying out someone from North America to an EU LAN event, not ideal, very expensive.
Yeah.
And so but that was my first interaction with Method, and just kind of built up the relationship with them from there.
I love it. And then they said, hey, listen, you make good videos. Can you also write? And you lied?
Yeah, I did lie. Yeah, because I can't write. Notably, I am illiterate. But yeah, I initially was actually Guardian Druid, because at the time I was still the Guardian Druid one-trick guy. And so what they asked was like, hey, do you want to write our Guardian Druid guide? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'm down. Let's go.
I love Bear.
So it started there. Yeah, and they actually didn't start dungeon guides until Dragonflight, if I remember, or maybe that's wrong. I don't know exactly when, but they didn't start them right away. But when they did start them, I guess I was the first person on the list of who they wanted to write them, and so it worked out.
I love it. Did you get to come up with like the outline and the format for them on your own, or did they have one in mind ahead of time?
Yeah, actually, I work with I guess a guy at Method named Paul, and basically it was the two of us that kind of came up with how things would be actually formatted, what they would look like. So good good old brainstorm sessions together. It's he's great to work with. Love Paul. Shout out Paul.
I dig it. And they turned out great.
Yeah.
That's not the end. So Method brought you back to cast this Race to World first.
They did, yeah, because I mean, what we were saying, it was easier to cast for them when it was remote, and they've done a bunch of land events, but this one was another remote one, and so they just said, let's invite all the Canadians, I think.
Yep.
And here we are, yeah. It was good.
Yeah, worked out great. It's the remote events are easier, especially when you're somebody who raids at a high level or at any level in those first couple of weeks. The remote sessions make it a little bit easier to do that. You, notably, are a world first raider.
I am, yes.
Yeah. You have a world first kill on, was it Plexus?
Plexus, yeah.
Yeah. With Consequence. Why don't you tell us how you went from the bear guy to being one of the top tanks in the world and securing a world first kill?
Yeah, I mean, so basically I started out in like a friends and family guild, which is where I've been for most of my time playing WoW, right? That was back in, oh gosh, I think I started playing again in Mists of Pandaria in Siege of Orgrimmar. That's when I started like that friends and family guild. And I played all the way through with them till Castle Nathria. And like I said, when I started getting more competitive, that was in BFA. And so I was like, hey, if I actually want to do this, I probably need to, raid cutting edge, raid in a high-end guild, that kind of thing. And so I just started throwing out apps, eventually got a spot in a guild, and I wanted to play what I was comfortable on. Obviously, Guardian Druid was not the meta tank at all throughout Shadowlands, I don't believe.
Well, there was like 2 weeks in Season 1 when Combustibear, the Venthyr bear, was good, wasn't it?
Maybe. Actually, I don't remember, because I was stuck in Necrolord jail in Season 1 for the dungeon buffs. Love those, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep. Forget about the Covenant dungeon buffs. But yeah, so I played Guardian all throughout that guild. I ended up eventually being promoted to raid leader of that guild. And then after Sepulcher, I was approached by some Hall of Fame guilds. They're like, hey, listen, we are interested in you. Obviously, you wouldn't need to raid lead, but we would like you to work on your tank pool. And so that's kind of when I started doing things aside from Bear.
Okay.
And funnily enough, it worked out almost immediately because I believe the first tank I picked up in Season 4 of Shadowlands was Blood DK, and then my team immediately qualified for TGP, so that was interesting.
What a weird coincidence.
Yeah, it's almost like playing a tank that's not super great is a little bit sandbaggy, but it's okay. It's okay.
It's funny. It's like that Invincible meme. Look at what they need to mimic a fraction of our power.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. So turns out,
no.
Yeah, this is horrible. Quick battle was there. Thank you very much. This is my least favorite boss in the history of bosses, I think. So you moved over to Hall of Fame Guild. You started bolstering up your tanking roster, and then you felt no loyalty to them at all and immediately started looking for a new home. Is that...
Not almost.
Okay.
Basically, what happened is I stayed in that guild until that guild died after Farok. So after we had killed Farok, that guild actually ended up falling apart, and that's when I ended up joining Consequence, actually.
Okay.
And I've been with them since Season 4 of Dragonflight.
Okay. Did you guys know going into the season that you were going to be competing for a world first kill on any of the bosses?
No, it's not usually a goal for us either, right? Like some guilds do actually go in there early, right? They want to try and get that world first kill. It's one of the fun parts, I would say, of the early race is like seeing, who's going to get the first couple bosses this time around. And usually that's never us, right? Like usually we're doing our splits. Usually we, try and split some of the later bosses, which are a lot harder than to split, especially because you're playing with this weaker set of the raid. But we got to the point where we had done all of our splits except Dementius, heroic Dementius. We'd done everything else, and it was still very early. Like we were very efficient on splits this tier, I'd say. We that's the other thing. We do less splits than most other guilds, so we finished earlier. We only have 2 total splits, so 2 groups that run. where a lot of the guilds around our level will do 3. And so, there maybe is an argument we should be doing 3 to be more efficient. But yeah, we saw that no one had gotten even below like 60% health or something on Plexus. We were like, what's going on there? So we were going in on like an information expedition, right? We weren't expecting to kill the boss or anything like that. But I think our first pull, we got the boss to like single-digit percentage, and we're like, oh, okay, so these guilds were just pulling this boss with like no gear or anything. And I think RaiderIO actually put out like a tier comparison, and it was like us with like 18 or 19 tier sets and the other guilds pulling with only like a handful.
Yeah, way less. I love it. So you get in there, you're like, no, well, we can do this. Did you make an attempt for any other firsts?
Well, we pulled Lumathar a little bit. We never actually pulled Soulbinder, because I think if we had, we probably would have gotten World First Soulbinder as well. But yeah, Lumathar turned out was the tougher of the first, or out of those two. So
yeah,
picked the wrong boss for a second World First. Oh well.
Oh bummer. Does the guild lean on your research at all for guides going in for strats, or on the flip side, does being in consequence help you with your own research and guide planning for bosses?
Yeah, I think it's definitely both. Like I'm not like, it's not like I am the most important or even like an extremely important cog, but it's like a group effort, I would say, especially with raid strats. Something I am responsible for in the guild is working with Banchers, who's the hunter goat, and we put together like this Mythic Plus spreadsheet.
Okay.
That is both used by the public and is also available, used as a resource for the guild, for like routes on week 1, what casts you need to worry about for anyone who hasn't done any PTR testing, which is a large portion of our guild, because it's not mandatory. So I put that together. But when it comes to raid boss stuff, it's definitely a group effort, right? Like I said, we got Banchers, we have our raid leader, a couple of the officers. They're all pretty involved with strats, and we bounce ideas off each other. And it works great. Multiple minds better than one, for sure.
That's true. Man, many minds make light work. When you started that sentence, I'm responsible for working with Banchers, I thought you were about to tell us something horrible about Banchers. You had to be assigned.
Too nice. That guy's too nice.
I was like, no, I don't want to hear what he's about to say next. I love Banchers. How do we stop this? I love it. Will you guys be going for any world firsts in Midnight?
It's going to be interesting, right? With the triple raid, where I think initially they're only planning to have 2 of them open, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to work. Like I said, with the current tier, it's definitely not going to be our plan. We're not going to go out of our way to get world firsts, because at the end of the day, we care about how fast we kill the last boss, not the first one. But if it happens, it happens. Who knows?
Yeah, I dig it. What rank did you guys finish this year?
I think it was around 60. I don't know the exact rank. I think it's 60-ish.
60-ish?
Let's say 60-ish.
Is that where you normally finish, or is that like an all-time high for the guild?
I don't think it's an all-time high. I think it was a couple spots better than last year. I think we were like in the mid 60s last year. So a little improvement over last year, which is good. Love to see it.
Yeah, we take that. Do you have any openings for a co-tank? Asking for no particular reason at all.
We actually did. So my co-tank actually quit after this season. So he's funny. He's actually Austrian, I believe.
Oh,
and
wow.
he had been raiding in this guild from Austria. So at like 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning or whatever insane time it was in Austria when we were raiding, for years. And he's finally at the point where, guys, I can't do this anymore. Which is like, how did you do this for that long to begin with? So yes, we do actually have a new tank that's come in.
Oh, very excited. I must have missed that DM.
Maybe it got lost in the mail or something, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
Canada Post strikes.
Yeah, true.
Gets us again. I love it. Well, let's pivot a little bit. Let's talk a little bit of Midnight, because it's exciting stuff and there's lots of changes going on. Have you had much time on the alpha servers?
I have not. No, I don't have alpha access yet. Surely soon TM. Soon TM. Again, I bet Canada Post. It's in the mail.
That's right. They're mailing. Blizzard, if you're listening, we got to get this guy alpha access. I don't know what tank to play until he tells me.
True.
This season he told me Paladin, and then immediately faked me to Warrior. I actually swapped off Warrior to Paladin.
Oh no!
And you were like, "Gotcha!" I almost quoted Dave Chappelle there, but Dave Chappelle doing Rick James, but I'm not supposed to swear on the show.
Oh no! Yeah, I mean, it was honestly, it's funny, right? Because like going into this season, moving away from the alpha stuff for a second, it's just like it seemed like Prot Paladin was a decent option, but their damage was like not great in raid still, and they were definitely squishier. But it was looking at Warrior, and it's like, well, all this tank brings is damage and the squishiness you'll find out, right? Mm-hmm. So it was possible, but I don't think anyone outside of the World First Guilds really expected Holy Paladin to be as good as it was to take the buff spot.
Right.
Which, in hindsight, yeah, if Holy Paladin was that good, probably would have prepped Warrior a little bit more, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And if you're only doing 10s, it doesn't matter that Warrior only brings damage because that's all you need. Will you do a title push now that the season is winding down?
I will. Yeah, I'm going on my honeymoon in a week and a half, so we'll wait for Turbo Boost to be in full swing. I'll come back and we'll get our little title push on after that probably.
Okay, honeymoon. So you just recently got married as well. You have been super busy.
It's been a crazy year for sure. Yeah, so there's a lot going on.
I love it. We just blew the doors off of this Gambit. Finished it in 18 minutes, easily. Oh, almost 3 chested. We just barely missed the 3 chest.
Should have pulled more Murlocs.
It was, we needed more Murlocs to get that locked in. Do you have a few more minutes to keep chatting?
Yeah.
Perfect,
happy to.
Perfect. Okay, so let's, congratulations on the wedding. Congratulations on the upcoming honeymoon. I just want to ask first off, because I do want to pick your brain on alpha and the tank changes, the changes in the philosophy Blizzard has stated. But first I have to ask, what is going on with your dog in its bed?
Yeah, I don't know. He just doesn't know how to use the bed. It's a good question. It's been a series of tweets now of him just using the bed in interesting ways where it's just not intended. He'll figure it out. I believe in him.
He needs a guide. We need a Tactyks.
That's true.
Dog bed guide.
Yeah.
We should do that. We should have a channel of dogs teaching dogs how to do things. Like, what's the dog bed meta right now? This is going to be
true. I have no idea.
The part of the video where the comments are like, "Why are you asking these cringe questions? Just ask him about Warcraft. We don't care that he's a person." I read those, but I don't care. Yeah, we should make that happen. Okay, let's talk alpha. Let's talk tanks and alpha. Blizzard came out and said, "Hey, we want to fundamentally change the way this game plays by removing all fun." I'm just kidding. That's a joke for legal reasons. That is a joke. I love the game, but they did come out and say we want to remove some of the mystery that is required in playing a lot of classes. And I'm hesitant to use the term simplify because people hear that and they think, oh, they're making the game easy, but it doesn't mean that. It just means instead of 8 spinning plates, now you have 2 spinning plates, and the big benefit is you can actually track those 2 plates. You don't need a dozen weak cores to track them all. How do you feel about the tank philosophy change?
Yeah, so I think generally, first off, it's kind of hard to tell without there being hard content to test, because part of their changes have been peeling back defensives across the board, and tanks were not immune to that. I think every single tank that I believe every single tank lost at least 1 defensive. On top of all the other classes as well, which was another healing change they made. But it's just hard to say how it's going to actually play out because we don't know what dungeon design is going to be like. For example, right, we saw the massive changes in dungeon design this expansion alone between season 1, between season 2, and between season 3. That all of them are distinctly different in terms of how they've designed a tank's damage intake and pulls and that kind of thing. So it's going to depend a lot on that, I would say. I would like to point out that I'm not as doomer about it as some people. I think, especially tanks in particular, generally I think everyone has lost something. So if you're looking at it in a vacuum, like, oh, I lost this, this, and this, right? But the other tanks also lost similar things. I think all the tanks have also gained something at the same time, which is important to remember. And I think no tank spec is having the same level of simplification as we've seen some of the more viral topics like Fire Mage and Resto Shaman. Like, no tank spec has been pruned to that degree. And so, while there is some level of reduced complexity, I think it's mostly fine.
Yeah. I have had a chance to play. I've been mostly playing Prot Paladin, and it feels okay. I'm a big fan of the removal. It's funny to me because for as long as I can remember, Prot Paladins have said, please remove the need to stand and consecrate.
Yeah.
Make it an aura like this. It's so painful to play around this. We don't want this. And they did that. And then the very first video by some people was like, oh, they're dead. Paladin's dead. Why would you do this? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. And here's the thing, is like, it's not only that, right? They're gaining, their durability outside of consecrate, outside of that 1-5% DR, which is a talent you can get into. But other than that, their mastery is totally functional at all times, which is a massive defensive boost at all times. It reduces the clutter of your rotation when you're entering a pull, right? You had a lot of stuff to do. You aren't juggling spell block buffs anymore, right? They deleted all the spell block buffs, which to me was a bit of an annoying mini game to play. It's like, oh, I need to be defensive. Better make sure I press these 2 abilities every 6 seconds so that I can maintain these buffs.
Yeah.
They removed the mana cost of putting Word of Glory on yourself, which is something I've been screaming about since season 1 this season. Why can I go healing myself?
Yeah.
What else? I think there was one more thing I can't even remember. I guess there was the Dusk and Dawn juggling, which is gone now.
That's better now as well. And Sentinel has gained value because Ardent Avenging Crusader lost value.
Which that's the big thing people are unhappy about too, right? Yeah. They removed both the CDR aspect and the extension aspect of Wings, which I love that gameplay. I will say, like, I am sad that is gone. I would kind of like them to put one of those things back. I can understand how that's a very dangerous feedback loop potentially with tuning, but I would like one lever. Maybe it's not CDR, maybe it's extension, maybe it's not extension, maybe it's just CDR. I know there's that flat CDR and duration talent, but that's kind of a different thing. Maybe it could be a choice node with that talent. But yeah, it is at least nice to see, hey, look, maybe you'll play Sentinel now.
Yeah, maybe you'll play
Sentinel's a good button.
It's a great defensive. We're told it's great defensive. Which of the tanks are you most excited to get your hands on when at the end of this episode Blizzard pushes alpha to your account? Yes.
I mean, is there any question? It's Guardian Druid. It's Guardian. I mean, we're finally getting a little, I guess, rework is what you'd call it. Their talent tree is getting all shuffled up. Nodes are being changed. There's a couple new ones. I wanna test it out for sure. I've got some thoughts. I might throw together a Guardian rant video that the people have been asking for. My mandated 2 Guardian rant videos per year, I think is how it works. So I'm excited to test the spec out for sure.
I love it. I'm excited. Is there a tank class that you are least interested in seeing? Is there one you're like, okay, that feels samey, or just I don't like this anyway, so I don't want to play the new one?
Well, I mean, if it's samey, I mean, it is kind of Prot Warrior is the samey, but I love Prot Warrior, so I will be part of Thane Gang forever. But I mean, I think I do have to answer Brewmaster to this question, because still to this day is the only tank spec that I've never actually played in like actual raid or actual Mythic Plus. Every other tank spec I've played either in Mythic Progression or to the Mythic Plus title still have yet to do it on Brewmaster. It looks interesting though. I mean, the Fire Leech kind of looks cool. More important, Breath of Fire, that does seem kind of cool. Am I going to play it that? I'll play it a little, right? I'll give it a go, but am I going to actually play it a ton? Probably not. I'll
do enough to get 16 minutes worth of footage for this guide.
Exactly.
Who's your go-to? Who do you? So you're my go-to when I have a question about a tank spec that I'm not super familiar on. Who's your go-to? Like, who do you DM and be like, hey, I'm about to say this in front of thousands of people on YouTube about brew. Is it right?
That's a good question. I don't know that I have anyone that I message. I'm trying to think. See, my guild master actually, or raid leader, he puts out notoriously terrible tier lists.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll ask him for his opinion, and then I'll just do the opposite.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's big brain. We know he's going to say the absolute wrong thing. So
I like that. He
put Ellie in D tier for this patch, by the way. So
for damn, they're good.
Unfortunately, not.
Oh no. They fire. That's what the D tier stands for. They fire. Maybe not. Let's talk about tier lists.
Okay.
It is the season of tier lists. It's never too early for a tier list. Can you give us the definitive tank tier list?
I can.
For Midnight. You're like, yes. Yeah, for whatever. I don't even need to know the qualifier.
This is going to be the exact correct tier list for all of Midnight expansion period. Nothing will ever change.
All
the
patches.
tank specs, yeah, every patch, every minute of every patch for both raid and for both and Mythic Plus. It's going to be true. Okay.
All right, hit us. I'm excited.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. In quadruple S tier, we have Guardian Druid, of course. Yeah, of course. One step below them, we're going to have Blood DK and Prot Warrior.
Okay.
And then below them, we'll have Brew, Vengeance, and Paladin.
Oh, Brew, Vengeance, all in the same. You think Brew, Vengeance, and Paladin all together?
Yep.
Two classes with notoriously good crowd control and utility in Mythic Plus paired up with Brew.
Yep.
All right. You know what? I can't argue with it. You're the guy. If I was going to ask for clarification, you're who I would ask. Like, hey, this is the tier list I heard online from you. This is
Clip it, send it to everyone you know. That's the tank meta, baby.
We are going to. We are definitely going to clip it. It's going to be the trailer for this episode on Thursday. Yeah, I love it. That's great. I'm excited. I really hope we get you into alpha soon. When you do, let me know. It'll be cool. We have a new build coming out as of recording today.
Oh, really? Let's go.
Yeah, we're supposed to. Blizzard tweeted that it was phase 2 again. So I'm not sure if the tweet is wrong or if we're getting phase 2 for a second week.
Phase 2.
Phase 2s. There's 2 of them. Yeah. I dig it. What is the you've been making content for a while now. You do YouTube videos, you do Twitch. What is the most, I don't want to say unhinged, but what is the most unhinged take that you've gotten on like one of your guides from somebody?
Oh man, that's there's a lot of them. I mean, there's always the classic, like, why are you still playing this game? This game sucks now. And you'd be surprised how many of those actually pop up on my videos. It's like, why are you consuming WoW guide content to discuss how much you dislike WoW? What is going on here? What are you doing here?
Actively searching you out and watching. And they obviously got past the, hey everyone, Tactyks here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, people are wild. They are wild. Tactyks, what's coming up in the future for you? What do you have in the pipeline that you can tell us about?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, of course, Midnight's got to be the big one, right? Like I'm super hyped for Midnight. New dungeons, the new raids, 3 new raids in tier 1. That's going to be super exciting. I'm going to be a little radio silent. Obviously, like I said, I'm going on my honeymoon next week. So we're going to be a little bit radio silent for a bit, but we've got a lot of WoW content coming out. Fellowship is coming out soon as well, which I'm excited about that game, playing it for a bit as well. But yeah, just more of the same, honestly. Pumping out the guides. Probably going to stream a lot of alpha beta once, especially when keys are open. When I assume that's usually beta when they open up that.
Yeah.
Lots of raid testing, all that stuff. So I can't wait to hop into more Midnight stuff. I do not hate World of Warcraft.
No, you love it.
I'm a big fan. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Yeah, I am a Blizzard shill. I've been told that multiple times as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys are getting paid for this? Who's getting paid? Please pay me as well.
Right? Yeah. Blizzard is paying people to say nice things.
Pay me.
I
Pay
don't
me.
understand. Why wouldn't they pay these people with the big audiences? I love it. I love it, sir. Thank you so much for being here with us, Tactyks. I really appreciate it. Anytime I get a chance to talk to you is a big win for me in my week.
It's always fun. It's always fun chatting with you.
Yeah. We need like a regular Sean and Tactyks time, a little T&S time. Can you say where you're going for your honeymoon? If anybody wants to come and say hi.
Oh, true. Yeah, no, actually everyone is invited. We're going to Japan for our honeymoon for a few weeks. So yeah,
Dude,
I'm
that's
excited.
so cool. I am very jealous. Don't tell me if this is wrong. When you come back, I don't want to know. But I envision Japan as being like 15 years in the future.
Who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out.
You're going to come back 15 years wiser. It's going to be amazing. Can you tell everybody where they can find you?
Yeah. I'm Tactyks on pretty much all platforms. It's spelt wrong, which is why I'm on all platforms with the name Tactyks. But yeah, on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, whatever they call it nowadays.
X, the Everything app.
Yeah, the Everything app. Correct. Okay, there we go. So that you can find me there on all platforms.
Perfect. And listeners, thank you so much for spending your time with us today on RaiderIO's Weekly No Leaver. If you want to race against us in this gambit, the Mythic Plus replay link will be in the description of this podcast, whether you're watching it on YouTube or listening to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts. We're on all of them.
iHeartRadio.
Yeah. We're big iHeartRadio fans. Yeah. Huge listenership on iHeartRadio. They love Weekly No Leaver over there. Anyway, you can find us. You can race against us there. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. In a world where you could beat anything, be kind.